My best friend is a genuine yet simultaneously the dreaded nice guy. Warning, some audiences may find this content disturbing. View at your own discretion. Welcome to the House of Reddit. Today, we share some of the recent r/NiceGuy stories posted on Reddit. My best friend is a genuine yet simultaneously the dreaded nice guy. My best friend, male 25, is genuinely one of the nicest people I know. He has a heart of gold and would never do anything mean or malicious to anyone. However, because he's such a nice guy, he does finish last. He's becoming more jaded as the years go on, and is slowly turning into the douchey nice guy that is actually just a sleazed. He has a hard time hooking up with girls because majority of the girls in his life have friend-zoned him, and besides that he isn't the type to have one-night stands. He sees his opportunity though when the girls he surrounds himself with get drunk. I've been a victim of this myself, and it's not a good look on him. He gets extra flirty to his girlfriends when they're drunk, because he knows their loosened inhibitions will maybe get him a chance. Thankfully I didn't bite when he tried this on me, but I have to say, it was incredibly creepy and I was genuinely uncomfortable with the way he treated me, and I ended up distancing myself from him for months after that. Now, he's been going out with this new girl who seems cold towards him when she's sober, but when she's drunk, she's all over him. He said to me, verbatim, "I want to get her drunk and have sex so we can get things going." This made me super uncomfortable, and I told him that taking advantage of her being drunk is not the way to go about it. He doubled down and joked, "Well, she told me she wants me when she's drunk, so it's not my fault if I exploit this info." His exact words. It went right over his head why taking advantage of a drunk girl is bad because all he cares about is having sex himself. I asked my guy friends how to navigate this situation because they obviously understand the male perspective, and they said that because he doesn't understand why it's wrong, I have to twist it and convince him that the move simply won't work. I think this is disgusting. Is there any way I can deal with this situation and show him why his behaviors are taking him down a bad path, or should I just continue to distance myself from him? Relationship didn't end well. A little over a month ago I got out of a relationship with a nice guy and I looked back on it and realized it was a really toxic relationship. This may be a long one, so brace yourselves. I once dated the nice guy, who was also one of my childhood friends from elementary school. I had a crush on him for a little while. So it was really great when I found out that he felt the same about me too. It was an amazing relationship for a little bit until maybe a month or a month and a half into the relationship. After that he started to be somewhat controlling and told me that I was childish. I never realized that he was trying to change who I was until I got out of the relationship. He would also make very passive-aggressive comments towards me, and when I asked him what he said he would say nothing. Then he stopped being as loving and started to be somewhat cold towards me. Then a few weeks later he sent me a text saying starting, insert month and day, we couldn't be together and that he had to focus on school. He actually set a date for our breakup. Now I'm not mad at the fact that he wanted to focus on school, I'm mad at the fact that he chose to actually set a date for him to break up with me as if our relationship meant nothing to him. Then he said that he could still take me to church if I wanted to after he said that. What the heck? Why would I want to go to church with someone who just said that they were breaking up with me on a certain day? So I told him that I understood that he wanted to focus on school but that I wasn't going to wait to be broken up with and that I was done now, and he said fine by me as if it were nothing to him. Then he actually tried to message me for a few days asking how I was doing but gave up after that, and got me removed from one of the group chats we were in and got one of his friends to remove me from the other group chat. Although I was told that he didn't seem mad at me, sure he wasn't mad sarcastically speaking. Then I realized he was a toxic douche who tried to seem like he was this great guy even though he was a passive-aggressive and controlling jerk. I'm so glad that my family made me realize and that I got the hell out of that messy relationship. If you ever find yourself with someone who is toxic, get out of there. That is not love, that's them trying to manipulate and have power over you. Oh, I forgot. He never mentioned any problems to me the day before our breakup. Also, I found out he was talking crap about me after the breakup. Wanted to find someone to play video games with, ended up with a nice guy. So I'm a gamer, who happens to be a girl, 19F, and I was searching for people to play a certain game with a few days ago because it was late and none of my friends were on. About 10 minutes go by and I meet someone and we start playing a couple games together. He tells me he loves my username, because it has to do with Norse mythology, and I tell him I have it because I'm pagan and proud. Apparently so is he. So we start chatting about all the things we have in common, and this goes on for like half an hour before he asks if I have a boyfriend, to which I say yes, and that's where it goes downhill. He started telling me that I shot down his ego and that he's never going to find anyone, but then we just played a few more rounds and I was off to bed because I had work. Cut to today and he goes off on me because he's depressed, and a heavy drinker/pot smoker, because apparently in about 3 hours of talking I turned him into an alcoholic, because I'm perfect and I'm taken. He even said it was my fault he feels this way because the first words out of my mouth weren't "I have a boyfriend." I feel bad that I upset him, but I don't feel like you should just assume someone you've known for half an hour is going to be your SO right off the bat. On top of that, he kept telling me that I lead him on because we had so much in common, which doesn't really make sense. On top of all that, he messaged me yesterday telling me how narcissistic I sounded when I was talking about my weight loss. I told him I started going to the gym and I dropped 80 pounds. This came up when he asked what I do for fun. I've been overweight my whole life and it hurt to hear someone tell me I'm narcissistic for doing what I think is best for me. NiceGuy asked me to marry him 2 days after asking me out. Approximately 3.5 years ago, a guy I went to school with asked me out 2 weeks after I got out of a relationship. I decided to give it a shot, hoping that it would help me move on from the previous relationship. 2 days after he asked me out, he took me out on a date. He took me to a place I will call Mountain Park. The sun was setting, and he took my hands. I will call him Mac for censorship purposes. Mac, so, I know we've been together for a couple of days, but I have a serious question for you. Me, okay? Mac proceeded to get down on one knee and said, Tora, ever since I met you, I knew I wanted to ask you this. Tora lullaby, will you marry me? Now, he and I had only known about each other for about 3 years at this point, and as I had mentioned, he had only asked me out 2 days ago. I told him no, but still stayed with him. Every day since that day during the 2 months we were together, he tried to convince me to marry him. He would 1. Rub my ring finger and say something along the lines of, there should be a ring on this finger, we should get your ring size, we should get your dress size, etc. 2. Buy many gifts, and say something along the lines of, anything for my future wife, even though I had said no to marrying him multiple times. 3. Talk about our future together, you would stay at home and raise out 11 children, you'll clean up after everyone without help, etc. And those were only from what I can remember. But the biggest kicker was, while he was dating me, he tried to flirt with my younger sister right next to me. That was when I had decided to end things. Well, for the next few years, he kept making new accounts on Facebook, on Snapchat, which was why I deleted Snapchat after blocking him 27 times, and on Instagram. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to message me again using a different account today. He said that he still wanted to be friends, but I immediately turned him down. Mac, if you are reading this, please leave me alone. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Turn on the notifications to know when we post new videos. Thank you for coming to the House of Reddit.